What up, YouTube? What up? Derek Reebook Panetcha for Yahtzee Roll. Yahtzee! This Yahtzee channel is for Yahtzee players and adults. Alright, man. In this one,
we are doing probability of how to win in Yahtzee.
Alright, so the easiest case to consider is obtaining a Yahtzee immediately is on the first roll. We will first look at the probability of rolling a particular Yahtzee of 5 twos and then easily extend this to the probability of any Yahtzee. The probability of rolling a 2 is 1/6 and the outcome of each dice independent of the rest. Thus, the probability of rolling 5 twos is 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6, which equals 1 of 7,776. The probability of rolling 5 of a kind of any other number is also the same amount. Since there are a total of 6 different numbers on a die, we multiply the above probability by 6. So this means that the probability of rolling a Yahtzee on the first roll is 6 times 1 of 7,776, which equals 1 out of 1,296, which is about 0.08%.
Now we'll talk about the probability of rolling on 2 rolls. If we roll anything other than a 5 of a kind on the first roll, we will have to re-roll some of our dice to be able to get Yahtzee. Suppose that our first roll has 4 of a kind. We re-roll the one die that doesn't match the Yahtzee to get this on the second roll. The probability of rolling a total of 5 twos in this way is found as follows. On the first roll, we have 4 twos. Since there is a probability of 1/6 of rolling a 2 and 5/6 of not rolling a 2, we will multiply 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6 times 5/6 to get 5 out of 7,776. Any of the dice rolled, it could be a non-2. We usually use our combination formula. Chance is the 5 of the 1 equals 5 to count how many ways we can roll the 4 twos in something that is not a 2. We multiply that, and to see the probability of rolling exactly 4 twos on the first roll is 25 out of 7,776. On the second roll, we need to calculate the probability of rolling a 2. This is 1/6. Thus, the probability of rolling a Yahtzee of 2s in the above way is 25 out of 7,776 times 1/6, which equals 25 out of 46,656. To find the probability of rolling any Yahtzee this way is found by multiplying the probability by 6 because there are 6 different numbers on a die. This gives the probability of 6 times 25 of 46,656 that there is a 0.32% chance of rolling a Yahtzee in 2 rolls. But this is not the only way to roll a Yahtzee with 2 rolls. We could roll 3 of a kind and then 2 dice that match on our second roll. With the probability of that is 6 times the 5 and the 3 times 25 out of 7,776 times 1/36, which equals 0.54% of rolling a 3 of a kind, and then you're matching a dual of your 2 final dice to get the Yahtzee.
For the most complicated situation yet, we will now examine the case where we use all 3 of our rolls to obtain a Yahtzee. We could do this in several different ways and must account for all of them. The probability of rolling a 4 of a kind, then nothing, then matching the last die on the last roll is 6 times 5 out of 7,776 times 5/6 times 1/6 equals 0.27%. The probability of rolling 3 of a kind, then nothing, then matching with the correct pair on the last roll is 5 times 25 out of 7,776 times 25 out of 36 times 1 out of 36, and that equals 0.37%. The probability of rolling a matching pair, then nothing, then matching with the correct 3 of a kind on the roll is 6 times 100 out of 7,776 times 125 out of 216 times 1 out of 216 equals 0.21%. The probability of rolling 1 of a kind, another die to match it on the second roll, and then 3 of a kind on the third roll is 6 out of 7,776 times 100 out of 1,196 times 1 out of 216, and that's 0.01%. The probability of rolling 1 of a kind, a 3 of a kind to match the second roll, followed by a match on the third roll, is 6 out of 7,776 times 5 out of 1,296 times 1/6. That equals 0.02%. The probability of rolling one of a kind, a pair to match it on the second roll, and then another pair to match it on the third roll is 6 out of 7,776 times 25 out of 1,296 times 1 out of 36. That's 0.03%. We add all these probabilities together to determine the probability of rolling a Yahtzee in 3 rolls of the dice. This probability is 3.34%.
The probability of a Yahtzee in 1 roll is 0.08%. The probability of a Yahtzee in 2 rolls is 1.23%. And the probability of a Yahtzee in 3 rolls is 3.43%. Since each of these are mutually exclusive, we add the probabilities together. This means that the probability of obtaining a Yahtzee in a given turn is approximately 4.74%. To put this into perspective, since 1/21 is approximately 4.74%, by chance alone, a player should expect a Yahtzee once every 21 turns.